Imagine a world where crops flourish, pests are kept at bay, and diseases like malaria are all but eradicated. This was the promise of DDT. In the early 20th century, scientists discovered dichlorodiphenyl trichloroethene, better known as DDT. This chemical compound would revolutionize pest control and public health. During World War II, DDT was hailed as a miracle solution. It saved countless lives by effectively controlling malaria and typhus outbreaks among troops and civilians. After the war, DDT became widely used in agriculture, contributing to the Green Revolution. It was seen as a symbol of progress and modernity. From farms to households, DDT was used everywhere. It was considered safe, effective, and indispensable. However, the story of DDT took a dramatic turn. In the 1960s, concerns about its environmental and health impacts began to surface. Rachel Carlson's groundbreaking book, Silent Spring, revealed the dark side of this one chemical. The revelation sparked a movement that led to stricter regulations and eventually the banning of DDT in many countries. Today, DDT remains a powerful symbol of the complex interplay between human innovation and environmental stewardship. DDT. Our story begins in the late 19th century. In 1974, DDT was first synthesized by Austrian chemist Othmar Zeider, but it wasn't until the 1930s that its true potential was discovered. In 1939, Swiss chemist Paul Hermann Müller found that DDT was highly effective against insects. His discovery earned him the Nobel Prize in Physiology or Medicine in 1948. During World War II, DDT played a crucial role in controlling diseases like malaria and typhus, protecting both soldiers and civilians. After the war, DDT became a popular tool in agriculture. It was used to protect crops from pests. But what makes DDT so effective? DDT affects the nervous system of insects, causing paralysis and death. Its chemical stability means it remains effective for a long time after application. Scientists conducted extensive research confirming DDT's effectiveness against a wide range of pests. The slow cost and long-lasting effects made it preferred choice worldwide. However, by the 1960s, evidence of environmental harm began to emerge. DDT was found to accumulate in the food chain, causing severe impacts on wildlife, particularly birds. While DDT was a groundbreaking discovery with significant benefits, its environmental and health impacts couldn't be ignored.
The case study relates the exposure of DDT, particularly before puberty, to the risk of developing breast cancer later in life. Women who were exposed to high levels of DDT before the age of 14 were 5 times more likely to develop breast cancer compared to those exposed at older ages. DDT exposure interferes with hormone systems. Previous studies have shown that the timing of exposure is critical. Women exposed to high levels of DDT at a young age have a higher risk of developing breast cancer. Exposure during early developmental periods, such as in utero, infancy, and puberty, is associated with a higher risk of developing breast cancer earlier. If a person is exposed to DDT after infancy but before puberty, the risk typically leads to developing cancer later in life. The risk of breast cancer is highest for women first exposed before the age of 3. A case study from the US has found that exposure during periods of rapid breast development, such as before puberty, significantly increases the risk of breast cancer. This is because during this period of time, the breast tissue is more susceptible to carcinogenic influences during these developmental stages, making early life exposure particularly dangerous. It provides evidence that links early life exposure to DDT with an increased risk of breast cancer, emphasizing the importance of the timing of exposure. It contributes to the broader understanding of how environmental factors and endocrine disruptors can influence cancer risk, potentially guiding future research and public health interventions to reduce such risks. No direct research has been conducted in Malaysia on the correlation between DDT exposure and breast cancer risk. However, there is substantial evidence of DDT use in the country. From 1956 to 1964, DDT was used extensively in oil palm fields and for malaria control. Despite the prohibition on DDT in 1998, traces of the chemical remain in the environment. Studies in Malaysia have shown DDT residues in water bodies, soil, and silt, posing significant health risks. This pollution were found in areas such as Cameron Highland and Pasir Gudang in Johor. Of course, the persistence of DDT in the environment means that it can continue to pose health risks long after its use has stopped. The chemical can accumulate in the food chain, leading to chronic exposure in humans. This is especially concerning for communities relying on contaminated water sources and agricultural products. The link between DDT exposure and breast cancer, observed in other regions, suggests a similar risk may be present in Malaysia. Yes, DDT can affect the cardiovascular system of any organism if the amount that enters the body exceeds the limit. Children, the elderly, people who are chronically ill, and agricultural workers, these are some of the vulnerable and most exposed communities to DDT.
Growing up, I remember the DDT trucks spraying our neighborhood. We thought it was normal. Now, as a breast cancer survivor, I can't help but wonder if those chemicals play a role. They will come by regularly and we see those white sprays of chemicals blowing everywhere. It was almost like a fog. And the adults will tell us to stay inside, but sometimes we just can't resist the curiosity and excitement to see all those white smokes. And we had no idea what those chemicals were. We just felt like it was a part of life. You know, those chemicals are keeping us safe from the past. But then we trust that our government know the best. They assure us that everything was safe, and we believe them without question. That's correct. But the exposure to DDT is a significant factor according to recent studies.
I'm Dr. Evans, a toxicologist from California specializing in the effects of environmental pollutants on human health. Certainly. This study was conducted involving participants from the California-based Child Health and Developmental Studies who donated blood samples soon after giving birth. The research discovered that women born between 1959 and 1967 with elevated blood (PPDDT) levels had a greater risk of developing breast cancer. DDT is a persistent organic pollutant that can disrupt hormonal balance, leading to increased risk of cancers such as breast cancer. It remains in the environment and the human body for years, causing long-term health impacts.
I'm Dr. Jana, a toxicologist from Taiwan with expertise in environmental health and pesticides pollution. Well, in Taiwan, DDT was used extensively in agriculture and for malaria control until it was banned. Studies have shown that DDT residues persist in the environment and can bioaccumulate in the food chain, posing a long-term health risk, including an increased incidence of breast cancer. So, DDT and its byproducts can interfere with the endocrine system, leading to hormonal imbalance. This disruption can result in increased cell proliferation in breast tissue, which heightens the developing cancer cells over time.
While direct research in each region is ideal, the environmental persistence of DDT and its documented health effects in other regions provide a strong basis for concern.
Yes, the correlation observed in previous studies suggests a plausible risk even in regions without direct research.
Objection! Objection!
Hi, I'm reporter Adriano, and today I'm going to interview local people regarding if they know about DDT. So let's go. DDT? Is it a new term? I never heard about it.
DDT. Oh, I know about this. DDT is toxic, right? Since I'm involved in farm industry, I know that this is very bad for health.
So DDT was used as pesticide? So have you ever used DDT?
What? No, my harvest product are all organic only. No pesticide,
Very
no
good.
DDT, no. I just know it's bad for health only.
So far since I was primary, secondary school, and until now, I never heard and I never know anything about DDT. That was unfortunate.
No, but I know that it shouldn't be used. But I don't know that government already take the action to ban. But I think it's very good move. Very.
I think if DDT is very serious problem. I think it's very concerning, and Malaysia citizens should know about this.
So, we follow the acronym HEAL. H. Health monitoring. Implement health monitoring and support programs for communities primarily exposed to DDT, focusing on early detection like breast cancer and prevention of related health issues. E. Education funding. Provide funding for scientific research on the health impact of DDT and other pollutants, and also develop safer alternatives. Provide education also regarding DDT to students and also communities. A. Advocacy for regulation. Enforce strict regulation on the use of pesticide, use only when it is really necessary. For example, the malaria outbreak. Prevention is better than cure. And L. Local support. Government work with communities and researchers to handle this occurring problem.
In conclusion, this story is a testament to the dual nature of scientific advancements, offering remarkable benefits, but also posing significant risks. The discovery of DDT marked a pivotal moment in science, showcasing the potential of chemistry to address global challenges. However, the environmental and health impacts that emerge underscore the importance of thorough research and careful consideration of long-term consequences. DDT's legacy played a crucial role in shaping modern environmental policies and regulations, paving the way for a more cautious approach to chemical usage. Today, the lessons from DDT continue to guide sustainable practice in agriculture and pest control, emphasizing the importance of ecological balance. As we move forward, the story of DDT reminds us of our ethical responsibility to balance innovation with caution, ensuring that progress does not come at the expense of the environment. By learning from the past, we can create a future where scientific advancements go hand in hand with environmental stewardship, fostering a sustainable world for generations to come.